will see a bit about embryology. Okay, so what is embryology? Embryology is the study of development of an embryo from the stage of ovum fertilization through the fetal stages. So we are just going to see like from the formation of the ovum, the sperm, until and how is it fertilized, where is it fertilized, and the development of that product of fertilization till it becomes a fetus. Okay. So to start with, the ball of dividing cells that results after fertilization. So when an ovum and a sperm fertilizes, that product of fertilization is known as embryo. And it is known as embryo for 8 weeks. Okay, so till 8 weeks, it is known as embryo. And from the 9th week onwards, okay, from the 9th week till fertilization to 8 weeks, it is embryo, and 9 weeks after the fertilization till birth, it is known as the fetus. So just a bit about the formation of the ovum. So the follicle stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone from the anterior pituitary. It stimulates the primordial follicles. Okay, and the primordial follicles, they contain primary oocyte. Just you'll have to remember this because this also comes in the questions, that how many chromosomes are there in a primary oocyte. Okay, so and when it is still a primary oocyte, it contains 46 and the sex chromosome XX. Okay, so primary follicles, they become secondary follicle, they become mature Graafian follicle, and then eventually the primary oocyte undergoes the first meiosis. Okay, undergoes the first meiosis, and it becomes the secondary oocyte and the first polar body. And then we know that when meiosis takes place, then the chromosomes become half in number. Okay, when mitosis takes place, it becomes double, but when meiosis takes place, it becomes half the number. Okay, so now the secondary oocyte contains 23 chromosome and the sex chromosome X. Okay, then when ovulation happens, it is this secondary oocyte which is being released. Okay, so the secondary oocyte releases, then if fertilization occurs, then then it undergoes another meiosis. If there's no fertilization occurs, then it doesn't go, then there's no meiosis. Then after the second meiosis, it becomes a pronucleus and a second polar body. And if there's no fertilization, then the secondary oocytes degenerates. Okay, this is just to show. I think this one we have seen during when we was doing the anatomy also. The primary follicle, they become secondary follicle, and they become Graafian follicle. Then after meiosis, the secondary oocyte, it is ejected. When ovulation occurs, the secondary oocyte is released. Okay, this is picked up by the fallopian tube, where fertilization will take place, and the Graafian follicle then becomes the corpus luteum, which will eventually regress, which will eventually form the corpus albicans. So the structure of the ovum, okay, so the ovum or the secondary oocyte that has been released, it is the largest cell in the body. Okay, so this question also usually comes. The ovum is the largest cell in the body. It is about 130 microns in diameter. It contains cytoplasm, nucleus, like cells. During fertilization, the nucleus becomes the female pronucleus. Okay, and the outer transparent, it consists of the outer transparent layer known as the zona pellucida. This layer is the zona pellucida, and this zona pellucida, again, it is covered by granulosa cells known as the corona radiata. Then spermatogenesis, spermatogenesis is also similar to oogenesis. The sperm cells, they become spermatogonia, they become primary spermatocyte, undergo first meiosis, forms 2 secondary spermatocytes. From there, after meiosis, again, this is also divided into, this also become half the chromosome. Okay, so one half will have the X chromosome, and the other half will have the Y chromosome. And after undergoing the second meiosis, there will be four spermatids, two containing the X chromosome, two containing the Y chromosomes, and they will eventually become the spermatozoa or the sperms. Now, the structure of the sperm, it is about 60 micrometer long, and the major parts of the sperm are the head and the tail. Okay, the head and the tail. The head contains the nucleus. Okay, so the head is where the nucleus is contained, and again, like the female ovum, this also contains 23 chromosomes. And 2/3 of the nucleus is covered by acrosome containing hyaluronidase and protease. And the middle piece of the tail contains the mitochondria. So the middle piece, it contains the mitochondria, which are arranged in a spiral form. So what is fertilization? Fertilization